And now the news. And I'm afraid we begin with an apology. We are unable to bring you Jeremy's road test of a Ferrari on the moon.
Yeah, unfortunately, we've had a call from the Director General of the BBC. He said he had one or two issues with it. I think it was the bit at the end when the Queen stormed off the moon.
No, actually, the Queen walked onto the moon.
No, she didn't. She stormed off it. It wasn't faked in any way. We don't fake things. Oh, hey, now. You know McLaren are working on a new supercar? Well, given what's happened in Formula One this year, we've been able to speculate on what that will look like. Here it is.
Yes. So that's a 430 Scuderia, isn't it?
It is,
Ferrari?
yes.
And that's a kind of a new version of the 430, and it's a bit lighter than the standard car, a bit faster. It's got the flappy paddle gearbox on it, but it changes gear even faster, which is all great, but it costs £28,000 more than a standard 430.
I know, it brings us back to those lightweight supercars that we were reviewing last week, because what really annoys me is that you buy a Ferrari 430 and you think this is as good as Ferrari can make a car, and then a couple of minutes later they come along and go, no, actually, this is.
But it's going to cost an extra £28,000.
But if you give us, give us another £28,000, you'll have a car that's as good as we can actually make it.
Exactly right.
I think it's a bit like that Sainsbury's Taste the Difference cheese.
Now, let me think about it.
Like cheese.
Hold on a minute.
No.
No, it's not like cheese.
No, that's not cheese.
No.
This is an analogy. But you go into Sainsbury's and you see cheese, and it costs a certain amount of money, but then next to it there's Taste the Difference cheese, and it's a little bit more expensive, but it tastes really nice.
The bachelor life.
But what I want to know is, why don't they just make all the cheese like that? Or do they just make that cheese and then make some that's a bit worse, price it lower and say, here's some rubbish cheese for poor people?
Hang on, I'm confused. So why
Why are you on this programme?
I'm right, aren't I? It is like... Why would you deliberately make the cheese less good than you could make it?
It's the bloody Ferrari!
This is exactly my point. They've deliberately made the F430 less good than they know it can be, so they then bring out a more expensive one and put Taste the Difference on it and sell it in Sainsbury's. Well, they don't actually do that. But
Now
you know
you
what I mean.
confuse yourself, you poor old goat. Is it? Sorry.
Right. I'm moving it on. James has plainly gone quite mad. We're getting back to cars, because that's where we're supposed to be. There's a new mini estate car coming along. They're calling it the Clubman. It's got 5 doors, but they're not where you might expect. We've got a picture here, look. We've got 2 at the back. When you close those, there's a big line down the centre of the car, so you can't see out the rear-view mirror. Then you get 2 on this side and 1 on the other, and you can tell it's German.
How?
Because if you pull up in Germany with that, OK, to let your children out of the back, the only back door, they're on the curb, but they don't switch it round for right-hand drive. So if you pull up in Britain, open the back door to let the children out, they're in the middle of the road.
So what they're really saying is British children are less important than German children.
That is the advertising slogan for that car.
Is it?
No.
I think that's a bit like Tesco's own brand bean.
There you go. Yes, mate. You sit in your armchair, love. They'll be round in a bit.
Love?
Shall we get on? 5th gear news. You know, we revealed last week they'd burned our furniture. Well, it turned out that this week, one of their presenters caught fire. Jason Potato.
Plato.
Well, actually, baked potato now. No, really, he was belting down the runway at Bruntingthorpe. His car caught fire. He was quite badly injured, actually, to go to hospital. He'd burnt his hand and his face and what have you. We wish him a speedy recovery. I'd just like to say thank you, God. Well, it's a Sunday show. He likes Top Gear more.
Yeah, God's on our side.
I think
He
fifth
sent
gear...
his son along this week. Look, Jesus has come.
Has come amongst us.
The Son of God does not go to 5th gear. He doesn't.
That's never been said before.
No. Oh, now, I've got a new car from America launched this week. It's called the SSC Ultimate Aero. There it is, 1,183 horsepower, 0 to 60, 2.8 seconds, and this week it set the fastest ever speed for a road-legal car, 256 miles an hour. Can you believe that? Ooh. They say the body is solely carbon fibre and weighs 131 pounds, if you don't count the doors, the bonnet and the boot.
That's quite a lot of fun.
I weigh 131 pounds if you don't count my arms, legs and head.
It's a fair point.
It also says it has a completely flat belly, the only thing in America that has.
Yes, all right, look, hang on, we mustn't mock the Americans too much, because credit where it's due, they've done it. It is the fastest production car in the world. That's an achievement.
I bet this is rubbish.
Why?
No, I bet it is, because the man who did the speed run in it was 71 years old.
Yeah, but that just proves how easy it is to drive if
No.
a man can.
No, it shows they didn't have all that much faith in it. Because, I mean, if you think about it, what did the advert say? Wanted elderly widower to drive a car we're not very sure about, must have not much else to live for. That won't be as good as a Bugatti. I'm telling you now, it won't be as good.
Now, I've got a thing here from a company that makes brake discs and brake pads and things, and they're urging us all to check our brakes, make sure they're working properly, because, according to some statistics from the Department for Transport, 1 in 3 accidents happens because a vehicle fails to stop in time.
Well,
Whereas I thought it was actually all accidents.
Lewis Hamilton.
what? Oh,
He had an accident because he didn't stop in time. Did you see it last weekend? Did you see it?
no.
Why weren't you watching?
Well, don't have a go. Neither was he, by the sound of it. He crashed
His
his
tyres are poor, lad. No, his tyres had gone. And then it got much worse for him. Actually, we found this on the internet, actually. Stop for petrol on the way home.
Oh, poor lad. Oh, bad day all round, eh?
Shall we get on? Because we've got the most important piece of news ever. I know you probably imagine we go to wild parties all week. We don't. This week we went on the internet and we found this Porsche Design website, OK? Now, it's full of all the stuff you'd expect. They'd have briefcases with Porsche written on them, wallets and pens that you can buy for £3 anywhere else because they've got Porsche on them. They're £3.5 million each. And it's all full of that complete rubbish. And now we went into smoking tools and we discovered, for the Porsche enthusiast,
Boy, have you got to be an enthusiast.
Porsche designed pipe.
These are real, genuine. They cost quite a lot of money, but they come in 4 different colours and different styles. I've spun off in my Porsche. Look at that.
Mine won't start properly.
No, of course it will. It's a Porsche. Persevere. No, what are you doing, man? No, other way round. You. Ah.
It's a 911 Porsche. Hot bit goes at the back.
You don't look right with that, but have you noticed over my shoulder?
Oh, no. Look at him. I've never seen.
With the chair, the pipe, we're building up the perfect picture for you, mate. I think next
I'll
week.
tell you something.
You see, he's pointing.
I haven't actually got anything to tell you, but I just wanted to point at you with my pipe, like pipe smoke. And I'll tell you something else.
Oh, God. That's not gone well.
They are. Jeremy, hold on. Jeremy.
We're
Good night.
Finally! Finally! We've got something right! Can you believe it? We've got something right!
Hang on a minute, though, because we've made this chart of channel crossing solutions, and ours doesn't come out that well, to be honest.
No, it really doesn't. I mean, let's look at the cost, first of all. For the tunnel, it costs £120. On the ferry, £40. Our amphibious vehicles, just under £19,000.
This is a good point, well made.
Yeah, it gets worse. Let's look at the time taken. On the tunnel, 35 minutes. On the ferry, 90 minutes. For the amphibious vehicles, that's just about 4.5 days.
Yes, but the beauty of the amphibious vehicle here is that you can reuse it, so in just, 120 crossings, it would pay for itself.
Yeah, but the thing is, Jeremy, at 4.5 days per crossing, to do 120 crossings, you'll have to do nothing other than go backwards and forwards across the channel for 1.5 years before it's paid for itself.
Well, another good point.
And as we've proved, you've got a 2 in 3 chance of sinking anyway.
So what we're saying, actually, is that we've once again been ambitious, but rubbish.
Yes, that's what we're saying. We have.
And on that bombshell, it's time to end the show. We'll see you next week. No, we won't see you next week, actually, because some drunk men are here playing billiards. Yeah. But we'll see you the week after that. Thanks for watching. Good night.
Well, next on BBC Two, the nation's brightest mathematical brains, beautiful young minds. On BBC Three, the beauty is only skin deep in Drop Dead Gorgeous. And on BBC Four, it's Bob Dylan night right now.